What? I'm making bread. Hey guys, what is up? Shanq Koo right here, and you're here with me on another episode of Growing with Wisdom. In today's episode of Growing with Wisdom, I will be talking about habits. Now, I did a video not too long ago about how to develop good habits. In today's video, however, I will be exploring the opposite spectrum of it, and that is how to break bad habits. I recently shared my experience on what I've learned from quitting my addiction of coffee for 10 years. Now, we all have bad habits, and when bad habits develop into addiction, that is when you're in trouble. Now, if you have not watched my previous video on addiction, be sure to click on the link up here so that you can watch it. The problem with bad habits is people often jump straight into breaking bad habits without actually understanding what it is. Hence, most people ended up finding themselves back at square one at the end of the day. Why are bad habits so difficult to break? Now let me explain to you using this model of what I call my spiralization model. Bad habits are like a spiral model. They are inherently a set of actions which we have developed over time, consciously or subconsciously, often as a response to a certain event. And over time, as we repeat this habit over and over again, we started to carry out the habit with lesser stimulation and a faster rate. Hence, bad habits are harder to break over time and open up more potential for slip-up. One tiny trigger, next minute, we find ourselves spiraling down the sequence of events of the bad habits. But fear not, in this video, I will show you 3 simple steps in which you could break a bad habit. Number 1, goal setting. Goal setting is a very important first step to successfully break a bad habit. Unfortunately, it is also a step that most people neglect, as people rather do than think. On average, it was believed that it takes about 21 days to break a bad habit. Some faster, some may even take longer, but recent evidence has shown that it probably takes about 10 weeks for you to successfully break a bad habit. In goal setting, identify firstly, why are you breaking this habit? What motivates you? Why are you trying to change something? Is it bad for you? Or are you doing it for someone else? Or why are you doing it? Really, why are you breaking the habit? Having a clear goal in mind, this will allow you to motivate yourself along the way and keep you focused on the track of breaking the bad habit. Now, when should you start doing it? A lot of people tend to set a date of when they want to start, and from this day on, they will tell themselves, okay, say for example smoking, from this day on, I will never smoke. And indeed, a lot of my patients, when you ask them when did you quit smoking, they are able to give you a date that they have not smoked since the particular day. Next, how do you plan to do it? At this step, it is very important to visualize yourself going through the motions of how you want to do it, and at the end of it, visualize that you have successfully break the habit. Take in the emotions, the happiness feeling of successfully break a habit, and trust me, this visualization itself will keep you focused along the way. Number 2, identify the trigger and substitution. Once you identify your goals and motivation, it is time to start breaking habits. The first step is to identify what sets it off. Every habit has a trigger, and once the trigger is set, down the spiral you go. Hence, it is very important to recognize the trigger so we can intervene before you go on the spiral. These are a few things to note to help you identify a trigger. Number 1, when is it likely to occur? Does it happen at a particular time of the day? Is it related to stress or emotional? Can it be provoked by someone? Now, when you feel the trigger going off, it is crucial to not go back to the bad habits. To counter this, we use a method of what we call substitution. While it may not achieve the same satisfaction as the real deal, but it will do for now while you're actively trying to break the habit. Now, I remember there was this article where I read couple of years back where about this couple, they tried to prevent premarital sex by eating raw potatoes. I'm not sure why you need to go that far, but here are some of the things that you could do. For example, if you're addicted to coffee, try drinking decaf. If you're addicted to smoking, nicotine replacement, go see a doctor. We have a lot to talk to you about. And if you're addicted to alcohol, here's the shocking news. There are actually non-alcoholic beer available in the market right now. They taste exactly the same as beer. You can even taste something that tastes like an alcohol in the beer, but 0% alcohol. Number 3, motivation. The third part to remember is why you started this painful journey in the first place. This is where the first part of identifying your goals comes into place. When I stopped drinking coffee for the video, I left reminder all over the place to remind myself why I started in the first place. Call me stubborn, but I want to see what would Shanq Koo be like without the influence of coffee. I've started leaving post-it notes all over the kitchen, even on the cup, to just remind myself not to slip up. The use of habit apps also encouraged me. Habit Bull was one of the apps that I've tried, which allowed you to keep track of the streak. Ticking off each day brings about a sense of accomplishment and encouragement. Lastly, have someone to go through it with you. Here's the tip in life. Never share the good things, but share all your troubles. Honestly, one of the things that I've learned in the army was that when you feel like this is actually a team effort and everyone is going through with you, the sense of obligation to keep going is a lot stronger than when you are alone on the journey. Hence, this is why I always say on this channel that I am with you every step of the way to discover the true you. Always remember, a slip up is not the end, but a new beginning. However, that being said, if you have 5 new beginnings in the last week, perhaps you're doing something wrong and stop fooling yourself. Time to get serious. There are no shame in seeking help, only courage. Hope this video has been helpful, and I'll see you next week.